Oh my God, your poor dad.
Alright, let's move this fuck on.
Yeah.
Baily, my nipples are itching.
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
You literally
You're going to get us canceled for that.
so bad. And I was even looking at you.
I was trying to be seductive.
Ew.
I don't know if that was me. I think that was you.
Okay.
Anyways, welcome back.
Welcome.
I feel like we're all in a good mood today.
We're all in a good,
Which is funny because I feel like we all had bad days today.
it's not,
I didn't have a bad day.
I just
Oh,
had a
good for you.
really, really stressful day. You had a very stressful day, but also borderline just bad day.
I mean, I would call it past the border. There's no turning back. I'm so far gone. When I was driving home, I was like, just past like to where I was like numb from, and I was like, okay, I can't feel anything. I turned off the podcast I was listening to, and I was just driving down 35, and I was
silence?
like, whatever. And then a bug landed on me, and I took it so personally. I was like, what are you doing in here? And I like freaked out, and I was so mad.
That is the same energy of when you freaked out on me and Jade when mom and dad were gone.
Yeah. You know what that same...
She hulked
Have you
out.
ever had like something where you're like walking past a door and you're like having a bad day and your sleeve gets caught in like the doorknob and you just like take it out on the doorknob?
Take the door off the hinges and get down here.
It's like the doorknob was doing that just to piss you off.
That bug
The bug knew what it was doing.
that I was on my last straw.
Are you PMSing? May I ask?
No.
I'm
I
on my
never
period
know.
right now.
Erratic.
You have an erratic period?
I have an IUD.
Oh. Interesting. I have
Have you guys seen that TikTok, speaking of IUDs, where she's like, I thought someone's IUD fell out, and she's in a bathroom stall, and she's zooming in, and it is the tiniest little Jesus figure, like on a cross.
He does save.
It
So
was really funny.
Jesus and IUDs save.
Yes.
So I've heard.
Amen.
And I'm just freeballing with my birth control, not that anyone cares.
Okay. Okay. So, Jade, how is recovery?
Recovery is great. The girls are done. Just for if you're a new listener here, welcome. I guess I never acknowledged the new sisters, but if you are a new sister and you like what you hear, then like feel free to share it with other people.
Subscribe, tell your friends, and comment on everything we have.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who are new, I just got my boobs done. And the reason why I got my boobs done was because I have gone through this like transformation in the past 5 years where I really just like have loved working out. I like am finally at peace with my body. Like I feel like I'm like toned, and then I have these 2 orangutan titties on my chest. And I was like, these just don't match the rest of my body.
Right.
So I wanted to get them off my chest or off my belly and just where they belong.
On your chest.
On your clavicle.
I went to a doctor in Newport Beach once for a consultation, and I showed him my boobs, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to need a lift or maybe just like an implant to help them like get perky. And he's like, let me see. So like I showed him my boobs, and he's like, lift. Lift. You're going to need a lift. I was like, okay. And he's like, what we're going to do, we are going to lift these off of your belly and you are going to be on a boat out there.
Thank you.
And we were like looking, and it sold me. I was like, I love you. I want you to be my doctor. But I actually found a very amazing doctor in Austin, and her name is Dr. Ashley Gordon. She's at Restora. I highly recommend her. 10 out of 10. She was just like, her staff, everyone are amazing. And
I'm happy for you.
yeah, like so the morning of, I was like the first surgery. I had to get there at like 7 a.m. And I was kind of like, I just wanted to get it over with. I was like anxious. I didn't know what to expect. The moment I got in there, it was like a spa. Like it was just like beautifully decorated. The lights were dim. It was quiet. There was like spa music going. I was like, this is the vibes I need. So then they put me in this room, and it was so cold. And the nurse was like, it gets really cold in here, so here's a nice blanket and a recliner.
Thank you.
And he said, thank you. And she goes, and here's a Valium. This will help you relax. And I said, yes, thank you. And I'm like, oh baby. And then they took like my
And you said,
vitals.
ooh nala, ooh nala.
They took my vitals and I put on Clueless and I was like, I'm about to have the best fucking day ever. And then I just passed out. The anesthesiologist came in and he was like, Jade, it's time to get you. So then he takes me to the operating room and they put me on the operating bed and it was like a massage bed. It was like so cozy, warm. They were like, oh, here's a big weighted blanket for you. Like, then they put the little mask on and they're like, okay, night night. And I was like, bye.
See you in a couple hours.
See you. I was like, I don't feel anything. It was like literally just like you go to sleep. Like you don't even know you go to sleep.
You just cease.
Yeah. And then I wake up and I'm in this like little dark room and I open up my little eyes and I'm like, oh my God, I feel something. Those are tits. And then the girl just was like, oh, you're awake. Here's some water. And like, that was it.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
amazing.
Sounds premium.
Sounds like a dream.
Yeah. And then mom graciously came down from Fort Worth to help take care of me.
Yeah.
Dad was there too. Dad was like, oh God, like trying to navigate things, making dad jokes.
Well, also, it was funny because Dad was staying at our house this weekend and he was doing a lot of Mr. Fix-It things, handy
Yeah.
around the house. And mom gets the call that you're going to be ready in an hour. So as soon as she hangs up the phone, she goes into, Dad was doing stuff in the bathroom. She goes to the back of the house where the bathroom is and she asks if he can go with, because she doesn't know what kind of state you're going to be in. She doesn't know if she's going to need help, you know, getting you up your stairs.
Carrying you.
So all she says is, hey, Jade's going to be ready in an hour. Like, do you want to come with me? I didn't know I was coming with you. I still need a shower. Why didn't you tell me about this? She's like, I just found out. Like, I'm literally telling you right now. And he's like, well, I was not expecting this. I can't do anything unless I change my clothes and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's why I'm telling you. It's just like a quick little panic. And then all is well.
And you are dad.
And I am my father.
Dad would be like walking, you know, like when video games glitch, he's like, oh no. And then like runs into the wall and he's like still going, didn't know I was going to go get Jade.
That's the perfect way to describe dad.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it was cute though, because dad was like he like had my hips and he was just like making sure I wouldn't fall over, because I was like still, the only thing that discomfort I had was like I was kind of queasy like standing up and then getting into the car, but I will say it is nothing compared to my hangovers. So I was like, if I can make it through this drive with just this amount of nausea, like I've made it through so many worse hangovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been fine. Like it just feels like it's like super tight on my chest, which it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not like really in a lot of pain and I have like a lot of mobility. And I asked,
well, just relax.
I know, but I asked my nurse, I was like, I feel like I'm like way more mobile than you guys were telling me. And she's like, yeah, just like don't stretch.
Yeah, she's like, as you will be able to do this, we're saying don't do it.
She's saying don't like reach into your cupboards and pull. Like if I can wash my hair and stuff. She's like, putting your hands above your head is fine. Just like don't reach and pull.
Just like daggers, not daggers, candlesticks. You remember chair?
Oh yeah. I don't remember actually.
Daggers.
I thought candlesticks were here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
candlestick.
Yeah,
Box.
candlestick, box, daggers.
Sandy
says.
Tea.
Sandy says. Sandy didn't say.
Half-tea.
Sandy didn't say half tea. I'm just really happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be, and my birthday is in what, like a week and a half?
Yeah, like
10
not
days
this
from
weekend,
now.
but next weekend, next Sunday, I think.
Yeah. So going my 34th year, I'm going to be the hottest I've ever been in my life. So
Hell yeah.
Get ready.
Your Shaq year? Wasn't Shaq 34?
Oh, I think so.
He was.
30. Pulled that one right on my ass.
Or is
Or
that
was
Magic?
he 32?
I think Magic Johnson's 34.
He's 23.
Was he 24 then?
23 is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Baily.
Bailey, Jesus.
Oh my God,
Let me
I'm
look.
so embarrassed. I think you might be right. I love sports.
Shaquille.
Even I know Michael
O'Neal.
Jordan's.
I think everyone knows Michael Jordan.
Bitches, I'm fucking right. 34.
Shaq?
Hell yeah.
This is my Shaq year.
Shaq
Ooh,
Daddy.
I love that. Yeah.
Big Shaq energy.
BSE.
I am honestly so proud of myself.
I kind of relate to Shaq.
No, in what way?
I think we both have like fun personalities.
That's how you relate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you have to have.
If I
I
if
think
you
we
guys
should all find commonalities.
if you guys were going to be any athlete of all time, who do you think you would relate to?
Trailer Trash Nash.
Okay, that
Do you know how
Checks
many
out.
kids Shaq has?
a lot.
5.
Is he Nick Cannon?
Wait,
By the
over
way,
or under Nick
He's got
Cannon?
6.
Okay, so I was practically right.
Okay, did you guys see Nick Cannon's having another baby?
Yeah.
That's like 11 kids.
It's like every time I see it, it's nothing. Old news, even if it's a new kid.
Is that like,
Pathological.
yeah, like at what point is that just feeding your own ego?
I don't think
7
he's,
kids ago.
I don't think he's consciously trying for it. I think
No, I
the
think
lack
he is.
thereof.
There's no way.
I think he's figured out what makes a baby by now.
I think he's fertile myrtle.
I don't think he's like, oh shit, again, number 11? How does this keep
Wow.
happening to me?
Yeah, but I don't think he's like, come on, let's get to 12, baby. You know,
I think he just,
kinda think
I think he does.
a little bit. I don't know. I think
Maybe
he's off his rocker.
subconsciously.
He's
Well, hopefully he can afford all of that. That's a lot.
Mariah Carey probably pays his alimony.
Well, those kids are taken care of. Mariah's rich.
I know, that's why she pays him alimony.
That's the next celeb memoir. I need
Memoir.
to read. I've listened to this podcast called Celebrity
Memoir?
Celebrity Book Club.
Okay.
And then they're the ones who got me into wanting to read Travis Barker's memoir.
Did you finish that yet?
No,
Okay.
but I will. I'll do it this weekend. How about that?
Okay.
Sure.
Sound good?
Sure.
And just not to like make this whole podcast about me, but I did go to a UT game on Saturday
Hook 'em.
in honor of our sister who is an alumni from the University of Texas.
Hook 'em.
It was actually such a good game and we had really, really good seats. But I guess we got the seats from like somebody who was like a season ticket holder and like they had a whole crew there. And then when we got there, they're like, how do you know Jason? And we were like, we just got these on like StubHub. Or
Well, how do
whatever.
you know Jason? Because clearly you guys aren't good enough friends because he did not tell you that he wasn't going to be attending the game today.
Yeah, and also
Who do you know here?
And also, like, it was the Alabama UT game. Like, if you're a UT fan, why wouldn't you want to see that? But like, I'm not judging Jason. I'm thankful for the team.
For all
had
we
an
know,
emergency.
Yeah,
We don't
Jason
know.
had something to do, and he's fiscally responsible. And he said, "Let me sell my tickets."
Yeah, let me sell my tickets to these poor schmucks.
and he says, "I don't owe anything to the people in the seats next to me.
You know
Love
what?
them, but like,
Maybe he got different tickets and sold that, but he didn't want to give up the pass in case those people don't renew. So he was up in a box and was like, oh my God, I cannot sit next to those people again.
My
Wow.
goal is to get into the box next time.
Okay.
But the funniest, this thing happened. So
tell us."
The funniest thing.
So this lady who was sitting next to me was literally like obsessively putting on sunscreen, like in the weirdest way possible. She kept squirting it on the back of her hand and then patting it on her face with her
Like she's a cat.
and it was zinc, so it was white. And then she kept like putting it all over her, like constantly. Like it was just globs of sunscreen on her. And the person who I was with was like, do you ask that lady if I can have a squirt of her sunscreen?
Like, genuinely wanting it or to be funny?
No, he like actually needed it. He was
Okay.
burning. So I was like, oh, do you mind? Can we get like a squirt of your sunscreen? He's burning. And she was like really hesitating sharing the sunscreen. And it's like baking outside. It was so hot. The sun was like right on us. And I was just like, you have like a whole freaking tube. Like, and so jokingly, he was like, I'll give you $5. And she's like, okay. And so she like, he has a 20, gives her the 20. And I was like, I'm not giving her that money. Don't pay her for that. And he's like, no, just do it. It'll be funny. I give her the 20 and she is like, hold on, gives me $15 and change. And then squirts it in his hand. And so he's like all like purple now because like the zinc is like white. And then she proceeds to start squirting it on my knees.
What?
And I said, no, I don't need it. And she's like, sunscreen's she said, the sun is the number one aging thing. And I was like, thank you, honey. We got your money's worth. Okay.
Well, it is really funny that you bring that up, because when I went tailgating for the game, didn't actually stay for the game, but I went with my best friend Vidisha and her husband and his friend. They went to UT Law School. Hook 'em. Anyways, we were walking behind them and we see, like, her husband had a bucket hat on, and then his friend in his back pocket had a full-size sunscreen, like the spray sunscreen. And we're like, this is dad energy, right?
Yeah.
And then we walk into the tailgate. I am not joking when I say 9 out of 10 guys that we saw there all had like full-size sunscreens. And I'm like, do they know that they have travel-size sunscreens that they could fit in their pocket a lot easier? Like, they're just, shoving them in their pocket to where they're like hanging out, like that much. I'm like, love that they're protecting their skin, right? But it's just such a funny thing. I feel like I don't remember seeing that when I was in college.
Maybe
no one
they were
cared.
all sneaking booze in with the full-size thing, and your friend's husband didn't get the memo, and he really brought sunscreen, and everyone else was sneaking in booze. Maybe. He was like, wow, everyone carries sunblock. I'm going to too.
Yeah. I mean, it was free booze when we got there, so.
Yeah.
I was thinking to sneak it into the game.
We
Just
actually-
tailgate.
We actually met up with Paige later that day.
Oh,
at
good for you
Buford's.
guys. Facts.
Yeah. And we had a nice little hang.
Good for you guys.
And Paige got to meet the mystery man,
Mr. Roberts.
Mr. Roberts.
Wow.
He was a nice man. But the reason you didn't meet him is because you were out of town.
Right.
And
was out of
Baily
town.
met Styx's family for the first time.
How'd you do?
I think I did great.
We predicted that.
But I know I heard. I listened to the podcast because it's one of the first ones I listened to all the way through. I took a break in the middle because, it's like a lot to get through. But I usually don't listen when I'm on it.
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
You don't even just like play it just so we could get the play.
Sometimes, no.
Maybe we should start doing that.
I liked it being a surprise.
You know what you should do?
Especially when you're talking about me. I was like, what are you going to say next?
Actually, I can't say what you should do. I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us more about Styx's family. What
They
was
were-
the vibes?
So New Jersey.
So New Jersey. Were they like, oh my God, it's a Baily. Hey.
No.
Is that the Fonz?
That was a little bit Fonz. No, I'm not going to say what they were like because it feels, I don't want to do an impersonation
Invasive?
of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But do you see, like, what's their family, like, vibe? Are they, like, huggers? Are they, like, hey, come over here, eat more, there's more, come eat.
I could tell that, like, a lot of them, like, do, like, the little kisses on the cheek.
Oh, I
but
love that.
only one of them kissed me on the cheek, and I really liked her. She was, like, a family friend that they, like, adopted. It was very much, like, Nene vibes. And she was really little, and I, like, bent down to, like, give her a hug, and she, like, kissed me on the cheek, and I was like, oh, my God, she loves me back.
I love
Aw.
that.
Everyone else was like, oh, no, she's from the South. I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable.
Oh, no, she's from the South, honey.
I don't know. She's packing.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
No, they were so nice. We went to the beach, and we went to, like, this.
The shore.
We went to the shore. Really nice. No traffic. We got a real nice parking spot. And we went to happy hour at this, like, really cute, like, beachside restaurant. And lo and behold, the UT game is playing. And I didn't know I was such a football girly, but I was like, oh, my God, we're about to score. And I was really excited. And that was when we missed the field goal that could have changed everything.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
From, like,
at the bar.
It was a guppy. It was, like, on whatever. I was upset. I was about to lean over and be like, oh, Sticks, watch this. Like, this is what happens whenever we, like, score. The cannons go up and everyone says, like, give them out. Like, I was, like, excited to explain, like,
Yeah.
Texas football. And then I was like, wait, it doesn't look like anyone's cheering because I couldn't hear because we were, like, in a restaurant. I was like, he missed that. It was so disappointing. But you know what? Hook him anyway.
Hook 'em. I really enjoyed the game.
It's so much fun.
It is really fun. I loved going to Purdue, but I was like, this would be really fun to actually go to games.
How was Bevo? How did he look?
Bevo, I only saw him on the big screen, but well, here's one note I have for the UT graphics department. Maybe we could like mix up some graphics, because like there is one image or one like graphic of Bevo like doing like the moo, and then he like takes his little longhorn and he slashes the Alabama flag, and that played like every minute. And I was like, oh, we couldn't get like 2 more versions of like a different graphic, like. So that's my only note.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good note.
Yeah.
Love some feedback.
Yeah, but I appreciate what I love about colleges is like the way they brand things and like their school identity. And I love how UT, like all the cheerleaders look like little cowgirls.
Yeah, they wear like the chaps.
And they wear the chaps, and like they just like look so cute and southern. And I just think it's like a nice little theme. I love a theme.
Love a theme. Well, you guys had very eventful weeks. I'm different, and I restarted Vampire Diaries. So that's what's going on with me.
How is it?
It's honestly better than I remember, if I'm being completely honest. I also this week have done a lot of yard work. So
I noticed your yard looked really. I meant to
so
say
good.
something.
Thank you. Honestly, I worked so hard for 2 or 3 days right after work. So I worked in stressful work days, and then I'm like, I need to get this yard in tip-top shape, because it's been a while and it's been really rainy, so everything's just been overgrown.
Yeah.
And you know what? That kicks your ass.
It's so
yeah,
hard.
it's a workout.
Yeah, so
I'm proud of you.
Yard work and then Vampire Diaries. So you know what?
You did go out on Saturday.
Yeah, I went out on
Give
Saturday.
yourself some credit.
Yeah,
I said
credit.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said that. But I will say what absolutely turned my day around yesterday was Last Crumble's cookie.
Oh my God, last crumb.
Damn it, Last Crumb. I keep doing that because the box said never crumble. Last Crumb.
Yeah,
But the Netflix and Crunch.
that changed your life.
I'm still thinking about it.
It's so good. So Last Crumb is like this like exclusive cookie box, and like they only you have to be like on a waiting list, and they do like drops, and you have to like be ready to like order it for the drop. And we got sent cookies.
I already had someone asking me what are these cookies and how can I get them, and why have I not ever had them before? And I said, I promise you your world will change if you ever get these cookies, but I don't know if you will.
Yeah, they're very pricey. They're a luxury cookie, but I think they're worth it. And I think they would be an amazing gift for like Christmas, for like somebody you don't really know what to get them.
Or for your boyfriend's family who's coming to town next month. That'd be a really nice thing to have waiting in their Airbnb. Noted.
Or for your best friend who one of her biggest characteristics is dessert. Her and her family like to order dessert before they order meals, because they love sweets.
Yeah.
And she's the one that was like, what is this? I need this.
It's literally insane how good the cookies are. It's, again, very pricey, but I think it's a really, really good gift. And it's fun because then you can like read, every cookie has like, they're all pre-packed. And then they have like a fun little like story on the back of it. And it's just like a very nice luxurious packaging. It comes in a nice like matte black box.
Every piece was thought out very carefully.
We love an attention to branding detail.
Freaking love it.
Yeah. But it was funny because we were doing a TikTok live on my TikTok, because we are banned on your poor dad TikTok. And we got a knock at the door, and I was like, who could it be? Then Paige goes to the door, and it's a delivery of crumble cookies. So it was the war of the cookies on TikTok live.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being from Rhiannon, Dr. Rhiannon Presley.
Dr. Rhiannon.
So we've just been cookied out, and I have to say, I'm getting like, I'm inflamed.
That's okay though.
It's okay. It just
You're
is
resting.
like, well, I asked the nurse, I was like, I'm literally like, trigger warning, I'm like 10 pounds heavier than I was the morning I went in.
Jesus, Roman.
Is that
I hope so.
Is that Uncle Monkey?
Hopefully.
Uncle Monkey.
New key. I have a hard time getting it in.
Hey.
The new keys.
How's it going? Do you want to say hi to the sisters?
Do you want to say a little something to the camera?
A little something into the camera.
Hi, sisters. Great to see the gang back. We love you.
We love you.
They love you.
So,
Anyways, it looks like you have some notes over there.
Oh, wait, what's that sound?
wait, what's that? Okay, guys. Bears update. So, as we all know, week 1 was this past weekend. First game
Right.
of the season. The Bears won against the 49ers. It was
Hell
a
yeah.
super rainy, but honestly, that made it really fun. It was a great game. Great start to the season. But guess what?
What?
Guess who we play week 2?
Who? Oh,
The Packers.
The Packers. And this is going to be a big game because Green Bay lost in week 1 against the Vikings. So maybe there's a chance. So basically, bottom line is, can the Bears take that momentum from week 1 and just
Ride
continue
the
on
wave.
to week 2?
We will not know.
The only other, hold on, before we get there is, but the game's at,
Lambeau Field.
yeah, that's going to suck. Anyways, if we're being honest. But how will we ever know how the Bears are going to do the rest of the season?
On it. And you know what?
What?
I think it might be too late, but what if we pit Lambeau Field against Soldier Field and see who can get us tickets first? But that doesn't make any sense because we don't want to
Yeah.
see the Packers
Yeah.
unless they're playing the Bears.
Well, you know what?
what?
So our poor mom told me that Matt Eberfluss, the coach, right,
okay.
is from our hometown.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Glendora?
No,
Keller.
Oh.
And so maybe there's some kind of connection we can find there, and maybe
Okay.
he can get us to Soldier Field.
Someone has got
Because
to.
apparently his daughter was on Indianettes with someone that we know's girlfriend. So I think there's a potential connection there.
We'll find it.
We'll find it. And when
7
we do,
degrees.
I swear to God, if we don't get to Soldier Field this year,
Mr. Matt, please don't make me say your last name again.
Eberflaus.
Eberflaus, please get your poor dad to Soldier Field. We
Yeah.
will be the best cheerleaders, rooters, sideline talkers that you will ever have.
we are the voice to.
We're the voice of the people.
Yeah, we are the voice of a generation
That's
that
what we've been
loves
told
the
anyways.
Bears. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you want to connect to these millennial women, millennial and Gen Z women, we're your girls.
We are
We
your
need-
girls.
Football is not just for boys. And I think that's the main thing of Your Poor Dad. It's it's not Your Poor Dad just because he has daughters. Girls can like football too. And you will find that out if you get us to Soldier Field. Dr. Mike Flabbergast.
Matt.
Matt Flabbergast. He's not a doctor, is he?
No,
I think he's a doctor.
a Mr. Matt Eberfluss.
Okay.
It is
Babe.
really funny though when our poor dad was here this weekend and the Bears game was on. I was in the living room. I was doing other things, but I'm the one right by the TV. He's in the other room. Paige, what happened? Tell me what happened. I couldn't tell you. I was
Funny.
watching it. I know it was a bad play. Can't tell you why.
Something
Yeah.
bad.
And that's okay because I don't have to know all the details because I'm still a girl and I still like to watch the game.
We can. The ball is moving.
The ball's moving and I know if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
The details, semantics, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Well, thank you for that Bears update.
You're welcome. Thank you for editing out my mistake.
Maybe she won't. Maybe she's gonna clip
No,
it.
because that'll cancel
Yeah.
all of us.
Or
Then
maybe
we'll
you want to keep it in your pocket.
We'll
and just
never
cancel
get TikTok
Paige.
back. Hey, but you know what? I learned something new today.
We love to learn.
We love to go. Come here. Okay.
Hold on. He's looking at me like
So-
I'm freaking Frankenstein. Come here.
They both want me. Oh my god.
Come here.
It feels like my boob has the weight of the world on it. You are such an asshole.
What? He's gonna get you. Well, do you want to come up?
Oh my God. I'm scared for you. He's mean.
Ham's mean.
This is what he wants.
I will say though, today I was kind of nervous because I was walking Hank on my waist leash, and then this dog that always like he's usually not in the fenced in area that I walk by, but whenever he is, he like just riles Hank up, and Hank just yanked me, and I could feel my chest, and I was like, oh fuck.
Ugh.
But I didn't bleed or anything, so I think it's fine. Okay.
Well, first of all, I was getting a little bit jealous when I was listening to last week's podcast because I wasn't there. It's okay. I've like gotten over it, but you know, I created a burner TikTok account and got you guys banned, so I recorded all of it.
Could you imagine if it was our sister who was a part of our podcast that got us banned?
Yeah, I
I
can
just
imagine
put you in a
because
timeout until I was ready to create more.
our sister had bullied me on TikTok.
Because someone made a fake account and commented on your stuff. Who's to say?
Wait, for my birthday, the only thing I want to do is the Hot Ones challenge.
Okay.
Can we do that?
I'm going to be really bad at it, but I will do it for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a lot of milk.
A lot of milk.
Yeah.
Are you scared?
No milk will ever be our milk.
Maybe we should do an episode.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll order the hot sauce. And then we just have to order a bunch of plain wings, right?
Yeah, plain wings, and then we just
Do you want flats or drumsticks? Should we do
Probably
like a
flats
bowl?
because, I mean, I guess we only have to have 10. I don't know.
Okay.
we'll look into it.
We'll sort it out. Maybe we do that next week while we record.
Yeah.
Ooh, what would be really fun? You know how he always asks them questions? It would be really funny if we had our listeners ask us
questions.
Or
write in questions.
If we write each other questions that we know we might not want to answer, and it's like, okay, kind of like spill your guts or fill your guts, and it's like, you either have to eat the hottest one or you have to answer this question. Jade likes the hot sauce, though.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
think
I'm probably
about
I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
I'm
I think I'm gonna die.
We're in the jungle, baby. Okay.
Anyway, last week when I was, or today when I was finishing last week's episode, I was listening to everything. Obviously, my little ears perked up when you were talking about me. And you said, oh, I flagged an email that I really want Bailey to read. And I started reading it. And I was like, was this a trap? Because, first of all, this one's about belly buttons.
Yeah.
And yesterday, like last night, I like had a recovered memory that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to confront Paige about this on the podcast. Because when I was in like 5th grade and you were in 8th grade, we were at like the high school football game, and like the cool thing to do was like for all the like non-high school kids would like go to like the little side field, and like I was with the little kids and Paige was with the big kids because she was practically in high school then. And she was like, Bailey, come here.
Oh no.
I walked over and I was like, what? And she was like, show everyone your belly button. And I was like, okay. So I like, lifted up my shirt and Paige reached out and yanked it.
That's disgusting.
I don't know why I did that.
I feel like I used to play with Bailey's belly button when she was a baby.
because it was an,
It was why it was.
it's an
It was
outlet.
so weird. We would like play with it.
because
Maybe
she's
she had this
she's
little
the only one
chubby
that has
belly.
an Audi.
Yeah.
Not
You know
anymore.
what's the weirdest thing ever is like seeing home videos of us as children interacting.
Yeah.
Because it's
learning
like,
how to conversate.
because it's like we like know each other really well, but we also like it looks like we don't know each
But
other.
we also don't know how to talk.
Like in that Christmas one where we were like the most weird ages. Like Bailey's 1, Paige is 4, and I'm like 7. So I knew better than you, but you were just like,
You were also so sweet and so nice in that video.
yeah, and you were not.
And
You're
I
a
was just
monster.
all I cared about was presents. I was so selfish that year. I wanted
No,
my
you
name
were-
on it.
You literally had a 1-track mind, and that was just how many presents you had. And you could not have any less than me, or else
And-
you threw a tantrum.
I was obsessed with my baby at the time, and then when I got that stroller, my baby needed that stroller immediately. I'll put it together myself. I don't care if I'm 4.
Paige, literally, there's the video, and like no parents are in the room, and she's like, "I need somebody to help me open this box." Nobody's paying attention to her, so she just like you see her exit frame and then come back with a knife in her hand, and she's like, "It's okay, guys, I got it."
Again, no one is paying attention to
No one- is paying attention. She literally saws open the box, and then at the very last minute, my dad comes in and he goes, "Oh my God, Paige, why do you have a knife?" And she was just like, "Oh, I just opened the box." And he's like, "No." And you were just like, "Yeah, whatever. My box is open now."
Got what I wanted.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was so funny.
And then that was when I finally get my baby in the stroller, and I'm so excited. And Bailey sees my baby in the stroller because now it's kind of eye level with her, right?
And she's
Yeah,
like a
and
cute
I'm
little baby.
Struggling to crawl.
She's just learning how to crawl, and she's like,
And she says,
I want that baby. She pulls her little cute self up, and she's like, "Oh, look, I'm standing. I want the baby." And then Paige snatches the baby right away from her. And then
you hear Dad says, "Paige, come on, like
share
let
with
her have
her.
the baby.
Yeah,
Share with
Paige,
her."
and then Paige palms it. She palms its head and is dangling it in front of me. And Dad said, "Oh, let her have the baby." And Paige throws it the opposite direction.
fetch.
While I'm like the caterpillar from A Bug's Life. I'm like trying to go get the baby. Dad, under his breath, goes, "Oh, you didn't have to throw it."
And I'm not even phased. I'm like, serves her right for wanting to play with my baby.
I'll make my stroller and I'll make her go get it.
You know what?
Run this house.
We need to find that clip and put it
I'm
on.
really glad that I grew out of that selfishness. You know what I mean?
Anyways, so do we have listener emails?
Do you want to talk about
What? I keep grabbing my boob. Anyone who's watching this, and it just feels good to like touch them.
So if we want to talk about belly buttons, I printed out this whole email.
Is it long?
Yeah, and perhaps this would be one that I would maybe edit it out because maybe they say the same thing about 7 times, but also that's why I want to read it in its entirety.
Okay.
Hello, girls.
Hello.
So basically, me and my partner have been together 6 years as a couple since 2018, and basically I found out recently she got a weird thing for my belly button.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's 4 years.
Math isn't all of our strong suit. Okay. Where she wants to see it or play with it in different ways, especially with her tongue, or blow raspberries on it. And she knows I've got an outie belly button where my belly button sticks out. And basically, I'm really self-conscious around my belly button due to having an outie. I really can't tell if this is a fetish or kink or just an obsession. I can't tell which one, though. She got really over-obsessive over my outie belly button and how she can be so obsessive over just a little button on my belly. Like, how obsessive can you be over that? All it is a little button.
Is this a joke?
I asked Paige. I was like, are you pranking me?
But I told her I stopped reading after I saw the word belly button, and I
Paige
was
was
like,
like, huh?
oh, I'm going to save this for Bailey.
Okay, you can stop me whenever, but I'm going to keep going. I'm willing to explore this or go down the road of belly button worship or belly button fetishes with her, especially if she's into belly buttons herself or just loves my belly button. I can only figure it because she's never seen an outie or seen an outie stick out like mine before in her life.
To be fair, we were obsessed with Bailey's outie belly button.
We were also
Belly button worshipers.
3 and 6.
And it was our first time seeing an outie belly button.
And it was our little sister.
And we never licked it.
And we never licked it. But we did rub her little belly because she's a baby.
And I did pull it.
If there anything I could do to her, the belly button, if in this something she likes or is into, should I play with her belly button and see if she likes it? Her belly button is an innie, so hers sticks in. Or should I just blow raspberries all over her belly?
Wait, hold on. I like that she had to define what an innie belly button was. She has an innie belly button. Hers sticks in.
Well,
Yeah, we know. We got it.
Well, because he is not used to innies, right?
Well, we don't know if it's a he.
Or she.
It could be a girl and a girl.
They.
Or they. We don't know.
I mean, I know their name, but yeah, they.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they say male and female.
Oh, okay. So
But
it's a guy writing into us?
The guy's writing into us.
Oh, hello.
So the guy is the one with the outie, and his girlfriend of 4 years is is the one obsessed with his outie belly button.
got it. Okay. I
And
was
he-
picturing girl on girl this whole
And
time.
he is open to this belly button play. And he's like, but she's got an innie. Should I be licking her innie belly? Like, it's funny.
Well-
It's interesting. Good.
I'm only like here, so I'm gonna like plow through some more. Okay.
Okay. He's really
How
thinking
much
about it.
longer can we go?
Well, I'm just saying, like, let me go.
It's not all of those pages, right?
No.
Okay,
just to
okay,
this.
okay, okay.
But all right, still. Anyway, hers isn't any, so hers sticks in. Should I just blow raspberries all over her belly and any belly button? I urgently need your girls' advice / opinion / tips / ideas / thoughts or honest thoughts on what you all think she is into, this or got a fetish or something. Also, the main thing she wanting to do to my outie belly button is blowing raspberries into my outie. I've not had raspberries blown on my belly / belly button since I was a baby / young child.
He loves a slash.
I don't fully know if this is also something she's into or because she likes blowing raspberries herself, or if it's because she likes the noises they make or how much they tickle.
Okay. I think we've got the gist.
Wait, can you go like towards the end? Like, how does it wrap up?
Because I feel like he's just asking the same thing over and over. I think
he's like, well, he's trying to work through this as he's writing this.
What is it? He
has so many thoughts.
I'll just do the second email that he sent. He had to do a follow-up to more clarification. Okay.
I don't think we need more.
Well, I'll just tell you.
Okay, just
I don't know if you girls have ever heard of this fetish before. I would really,
this has got to be a fucking joke.
I would really be grateful if you girls could obsessive with my belly button.
You know what?
Together.
Okay, stop right there. This guy is probably from our TikTok lives.
First of all, thank you for writing in. We appreciate you. I appreciate this content. I appreciate this story. So thank you.
Second of all, we're not here to yuck your yums.
It sounds like
He said he doesn't want to kink shame.
We're not here to yuck her yums, clearly.
Yeah. We're not here to yuck anyone's yums as long as they are consensual yums and
Well, I think that's
safe.
what he's trying to figure out. Is it consensual? You know what I mean?
It sounds like
because he's like, should I be into this belly button stuff? Like,
Well,
is this?
They've been together for 4 to 6 years. I feel like they should have this.
But it seems like he's okay with her playing with his belly button, but he wants to know if he should play with hers.
Or just wants to
it sounds like he's
explore this.
confused because he's like, this is strange for me because no one has played with my belly button since I was a baby. You know, it's like it would be like Styx having this obsession with Baily's outie, and she's like, whoa, no one's touched my outie since Paige pulled it that one time. You know what I mean? It's like, what? And did this fetish just start? Because if they've been together for 4 to 6 years,
Yeah.
It seems like a new thing.
it seems new. And where did this come? Why now? Why this button?
Why now? Why this button? My advice for you would to be just like to communicate. Like if you've been together for 4 to 6 years, like depending on who you ask.
Depending on if you ask math or just what you feel.
I would just be like, hey, like, you know, you seem to really like my belly button. And
How are you trying to tell me something?
do you like want me to play with your belly button? Like what turns you on about it? Just like be really open and ask them.
Yeah, ask them the question.
Because you'll never know unless you ask. And like, yeah. But if you are feeling weird about it, I would have that conversation and be like, hey, like, that's kind of, I don't want you to pull my belly button. I haven't had my belly button pulled since I was a baby.
I feel like it would be like similar to like someone just like obsessing over like your weenus, like your,
Yeah.
you know, just like always wanting to like
Ew, yeah.
pull it, you know, and it's like,
Okay, that's a part of my body.
well, yeah, because it's like, okay, nothing for me, right? I feel I don't care.
Yeah.
If it does something for you, have at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. Okay,
It seems like a harmless enough. of a
please
kink.
please follow up. Let us know what you decide.
Yeah. And tell us if this is real or not, because this seems fishy.
I
And again,
liked
thank you.
the mystery. Okay. Hi, sisters.
Hi.
Please feel free to use this in the podcast, but I'm looking for legitimate feedback.
Okay.
And we'll give it to you.
We'll give you legitimate
what you
feedback.
get.
I've changed the names involved for privacy purposes and left out the name of the gym involved. That's good. Greetings from Colorado, parentheses. I know, Jade, I'm sorry. I don't like it here either. I'm writing to you guys today because I did a thing and I need a judgment-free zone.
Oh, that's what sisters are for.
I'm the oldest of 3 sisters, and seeing as this whole thing started because of my middle sister, I feel like you guys are the safest place to seek out reassurance that I'm not a complete dumbass.
It always starts with the middle sister, I'll tell you what.
You ain't wrong.
My sister, we'll call her CJ, works at one of our local gyms in town. She's been seeing This member, we'll call him Timothy, coming and going with this girl, we'll call her
Coming and
Kylie,
going, if you know what I mean.
who looks to be about 17 or 18.
Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, I made an inappropriate joke. What was that?
Okay, so CJ, the sister, works at a gym, and she sees this guy, Timothy, coming in with this girl, Kylie.
Okay.
And for reference, Timothy looks to be roughly in his early to mid-20s, and Kylie looks to be about 17 or 18.
Okay.
Nefarious.
The two of them, Timothy and Kylie, come together, leave together, and are super handsy with each other in the gym. As CJ is telling me the story, my first assumption is that the two are married. CJ decided to do some snooping of her own and came to determine that Timothy is in fact married to his wife of almost a year, who is his age. We'll call her Annabelle.
Do you
That
hear
was
the
good.
difference in your headphones?
No, yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. I'm glad.
Good. I'm glad to be here.
What
Welcome to your poor
episode
dad.
is this?
What? 33.
Okay.
33, yeah.
Yeah, welcome back.
It's almost Shaquille O'Neal.
We'll
Next.
call her Annabelle. CJ
Annabelle's the wife.
The wife.
Yes.
CJ's wife.
No, CJ
I mean,
is the sister.
Timothy's wife.
Yeah.
Timothy and Annabelle.
CJ did some of her own research, which I verified, and we figure out the following. Timothy and Annabelle were married in fall of 2020, found their wedding website. Kylie is, in fact, a high school student who just turned 18 within the last few months, right before this suspected affair started. Timothy and Annabelle are still married. Her Instagram profile pic is one of their wedding pictures. Timothy and Kylie are following each other on Instagram. I don't know what came over me, but I messaged Annabelle.
Oh no, I'm so
Judgment free. We're gonna.
I know. I'm just I think my heart stopped.
Let me get through the whole paragraph. Okay. We'll have a lot of feelings. Okay. I don't know what came over me, but I messaged Annabelle and I told her that I didn't have any kind of picture proof, but this is what I was told, and I hoped I was wrong. But I would want a bystander to mention something to me, even if they were wrong, if I were in her shoes. It's been an hour since I sent the message, and I honestly feel horrible now. I never saw anything with my own eyes, and maybe I should have waited to say something until I did. But getting cheated on damages people, and I wanted to invoke the girl code if there was even a chance. Did I mess up? Sincerely, either a hero or a homewrecker.
Okay. First of all, what's done is done.
Yes.
Yes.
Second of all, let this be a learning lesson. You need to stay out of other people's business.
Yeah, it feels so wrong to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is true.
Well, especially because you aren't CJ. You aren't the one that is seeing this, which even CJ, right? But
Yeah.
like you are even more removed than CJ.
And you're not friends with Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not friends with Annabelle, and you haven't even seen these people together. For all you know, what if
CJ's a liar?
Is getting it all wrong.
Is either a liar, or what if Timothy has a doppelganger, and they look really similar, like, you know what?
What if
you don't know.
CJ wants to get with Timothy and just wants the marriage to end so she can...
She says, "I know my sister, and I know my sister's gonna get in the mix."
Yeah,
Wow.
she knows.
Honestly, a middle sister would
Be like,
scheme up something,
play
like
the
that.
long game.
Wow. Yeah. I think
I think the main thing that you need to come to terms with is, like Jade said, what's done is done, and it's okay. Like,
And you
it's
had really good intentions, and that's like the important thing, is that you're a good person and wanted to like let a fellow woman know, but like you just can't,
Yeah. I think how you play this now is like you have to stay out of it, and like you've got to let CJ, and you should probably like let CJ stay out of it as well.
well, yeah. And I think the other piece is like trying to look inward, and why did you feel the need to say something? Because there probably is something with you. Either you've been cheated on before, so you feel that pain, or maybe you haven't, but that's a fear of yours, so you feel this what's the word, like authority or something to protect other people from like your own fear, and you can't protect everybody. You can't put yourself in those situations, but sometimes it takes situations like this to learn that.
Yeah. And here's the thing with cheaters, like their time will come, and it's like no one ever just like doesn't get caught if they're like gallivanting like that.
And it would be
Yeah.
different if you were Kylie and if you were the, you know, the other woman who maybe didn't know that he was married.
Or you were like Timothy's friend and you're like, hey, you need to stop doing that.
because I've either been told from the horse or I've seen the horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought you were
I
going to
think,
say
like-
the whore. And I was like, Paige.
No, like from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
I think like the main thing, like if you, first of all, you shouldn't ever really meddle in people's business like this because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes or whatever. But like,
And what kind of relationship they have. Like
Yeah,
what
like-
kind of agreement.
yeah.
Well, it's still a high school student. That's still gross.
Well, that's the part that's like
Creepy. But she was
you-
18.
But like maybe in that situation, you could have reached out to Kylie and said, hey, like, are you okay? Like this
Yeah,
is
that's
not
actually
Well, that would be better, but it's still
meddling into somebody else's business. Mainly like you just shouldn't meddle in anyone's business. And like,
I don't know,
yeah, there's
that's
just
so
really
yucky.
The only time I've ever had to do this is like I did have a situation where I was told by my boyfriend that one of my best friends' boyfriends was cheating on her with a few people, and it put her into a bad position. I felt as though she really needed to know because she needed to be safe, first of all, and second of all, like I would be humiliated if I were her, and I knew all my friends knew that was going on.
Well, and you knew their situation. You knew that she thought they were in a one-on-one relationship.
Yeah.
And
But I didn't want to tell her because I knew it wasn't going to go well, and I knew if I told her, it would probably ruin our friendship, and it did.
yeah.
So that you just have to be prepared. But I think it's better now because she's like in a very, very happy relationship. But honestly, like, ugh.
The other thing that I will say, hopefully this will let you, you know, take a nice deep breath, is we're sisters and we're always gonna be here, even if we give you some advice that's hard to hear.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And it's literally not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the
It's
world.
one little thing you did, and it like everything gets better.
Everything gets better.
And
And you have a support system.
Yeah, and thank you for trusting us.
Thank you for sharing.
My throat is still like a little weird from like the thing that went down it.
How many times are you going to talk about? There have been several different times throughout when I've talked to Jade since she had her surgery. Oh, I had something down my throat, so my voice sounds like this. Your voice sounds fine. Your voice sounds fine.
No, somebody told me that. They said your voice sounds so different. Wow. And I said, like, what?
You said new boobs, new voice.
I said new boobs, new baby.
You said yeah.
I said,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
hold on, let me try something out. You know that Hillary Duff?
And everyone stands up and claps.
That's me. I'm Hillary Duff.
Well, speaking of Hillary Duff,
Tiger says Hillary.
I love Hillary Duff. Come Clean is my favorite song.
are you the sorry? Are you there, Brant sisters? It's me again.
Hi.
I feel like I always write in with the weirdest stories, but here's one for you where my parents severely led me wrong.
Oh.
Maybe this is why my former best friend thought we were dating.
Oh my God. I remember.
So
Wait, do you remember her?
yeah,
Can you remind me?
Wait, you don't remember when her friend,
and then
she
tweeted.
tweeted?
She had the Twitter.
No. Now I remember.
I think it's the same person. I don't know. I copy and paste them so I don't see the name, so I don't accidentally say anything. Anyway, so a recap. I'm the sheltered oldest kid of 3 sisters and went to Catholic school until college.
Right.
This story takes me to a place when I was in 4th grade, so I'm thinking it was 2002 or 2003. Anyway, a new world had permeated through the hallways and was becoming a normal part of everyone's a new word had permeated the hallways that was becoming a normal part of everyone's vocabulary.
Frindle.
Gay.
Gay.
Oh, gay.
Since I was sheltered and in Catholic school, at that point in my life, I hadn't learned what being gay fully meant. Obviously, gay marriage was illegal back then and has always been against Catholic Church teachings.
Oh.
And I guess we were deemed too young to get that talk. But I could tell from the context clues that people were using it as an insult. parentheses, this was before Hillary Duff ended homophobia in the campaign. Single-handedly.
Do you remember that campaign?
Yeah.
She's
She said, oh, that shirt's so gay.
and then Hillary Duff walks up, hey guys, you sorry. Hey guys, you shouldn't use the word gay like that. That's a negative slur. You should say, oh, that's lame. It's like something
She said,
like that.
oh, what if I said, that shirt's so teenage girl using a flip phone or whatever. Like, she tries to, like...
I will say though, like in the 90s, before we knew like what we know now, like saying something was gay, it just hit different than saying lame.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the point. Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. And now we just like, we can't say that anymore, but it did like, I wish it like could have it could live separately, but like it can't.
Yeah, it can't because no one, when people were using it as, oh, that's lame in that kind of way.
Yeah.
No one was really talking about, there were so many more people having to be closeted. It wasn't, being gay was not as acceptable. That's why it was used as a joke. You know what I mean? So they cannot live in the same, there cannot be the same.
And I'm an ally. What is that? Say something.
Oh, and I'm an ally.
Wait, what is
Are
that
you reading off a teleprompter?
Say something. Ally. That TikTok, it's like, this is my friend Veronica, and she's an ally. Say something, Veronica. And she's like, ally. You don't remember that? It's a TikTok.
I don't remember.
You don't know either?
No, you had to explain it to me yesterday.
The girls know.
It sounds funny.
Ally.
I also think it sounds funny, Jade.
Okay.
Anyway, somewhere, somehow, I brought this new word to the attention of my parents.
Gay, mom and dad.
But instead of using the conversation as an educational
Conservative
experience.
Catholic parents.
What? Yeah. Mom, dad, what's gay? They're like, oh my God.
No, mom's probably like, we're having meatloaf tonight. She's like, gay.
Well, my dad told me, well, gay means happy.
Oh my God.
And I just believed him.
I'm so gay.
The next day at school was a rainy one, which meant we had indoor recess. 2 responsible 8th graders were assigned a lower grade classroom to babysit while the teachers ate lunch. Since all my friends were in the other 4th grade class, I was chatting it up with the 8th graders because I wanted them to think I was cool shit. One of them used gay in the derogatory way to the other, and since I just learned the real definition of gay, I proudly boasted, I'm gay! The 2 8th graders erupted in laughter. I sat there confused and puzzled. What? Gay means happy! They were both laughing so hard they couldn't find the words to correct me. It wasn't until a couple years later when I got the talk about the church's opinion on gay marriage that I fully understood that incident. My parents actually just found out about the story last month. That's a funny one.
That is really funny. I just like, I have a lot of, I respect everyone's religious pursuits, but like the boomers, they just
avoiding every...
Like, why can't you just say, like, oh, gay means when a man and a man love each other, or a woman and a woman love each other, like, you know.
Well, whenever I used to be a nanny, one of the sons came up to me one time, and he was really into, like, YouTube, really into, like, he could build a computer in, like, 5th grade. Mm-hmm. He was just really smart. And he would always watch these YouTube videos on like how to build these new things on a computer. But on YouTube, there would be these commercials, like these little ads. And there was this one commercial promoting someone's channel, and they were throwing up, the guy was throwing up rainbows, and his friend was calling him gay. So then the kid runs downstairs. He's like, Paige, what's gay? And I had never had the conversation with his parents. I didn't know how conservative they were, you know, anything like that, or what they were. And so I was just like, he's asking me, like, honesty, right? Like, just straight up honesty. So I was like, why do you ask? And he was like, well, is gay another word for a rainbow? And I was like, oh, well, I said, gay is when a man and a man like each other. I was like, you know, your mom and dad like each other, but a man and a man can like each other. A woman and a woman can like, you know, just explaining the different things. And I was like, but a rainbow is a symbol that represents people of the same sex that like each other.
Yeah.
And he just looks at me and he's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And just runs back upstairs. And I was
Yeah.
like,
You just say the thing.
You
It's
just
not
say the thing, and people like, you know, some people act like it's like, oh, kids should not be learning about that. Kids don't even know what it means.
people always think they're gonna go to like sex things, and
Well,
it's like,
yeah, like
and
kids-
you are the pervert. Like your kid isn't a pervert yet.
I didn't even know what man and woman sex was at that time.
You guys didn't even know what a peepee was. You said that last episode.
that's
You
why
were
I said,
sisters.
that's why I said like, you know,
Yeah.
like I didn't say,
I think that's like the perfect way to describe it. They like each other.
but then I made sure to tell the parents, I was like, hey, I don't know how you were planning on handling this, but this is what I said. And they were like, oh no, thank you. Thank you for telling our kids the truth, because that's
Yeah.
all we want is for them to know the truth about things, so they don't have
honestly,
those
and they don't
questions.
need
if
to
they
know.
said, "Oh no, I really wish that you would tell them that those are sinners," would you have said that to the kid?
No.
Exactly. You would have just said
Yeah.
the facts.
And there's really no need for kids to know like all the details about hetero or homosexual like relationships. They just need to know like,
Well,
oh
and
man,
if someone's child asked me about sex in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
ask your mom and dad.
yeah,
Like,
Oh, that's a really interesting question, but I think your mom and dad would want to have that conversation with you.
yeah.
yeah, it's like yeah, there's just
He's perfect.
Oh, he's perfect.
once again, I'm an ally.
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 Okay. Okay, I titled this one, Another Gross Adult Weighing In on Teenage Sexuality.
Oh,
There's a lot of that last week. This person says their name, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
give her a nickname.
Jessica.
Jessica.
I'm the middle of 3 sisters. I truly relate to Paige, as I am also a therapy sister.
Oh, my twin flame.
I fell in love with your podcast after a rough case of the Mondays and found myself in a bubble bath, way too many candles lit, and a few rum and cokes with snacks, of course, and then I found it.
Interesting.
Your Poor Dad podcast.
YPD.
I quickly caught up on every episode, and it has become my Monday night ritual.
I love that. Thank you.
This story is a little late, but it's too embarrassing not to share. My high school boyfriend and I were both pastors' kids. His parents owned the small town funeral home, and I worked there with them as we'd been dating for a couple of years. It's a small town, and I was done working on the farm with my dad.
Wait, they worked at a funeral home?
The boyfriend's parents did.
Okay, do you know what
Like-
that reminds me of?
Yeah, don't say it.
Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you
Where
were going to
she's-
say the one with the kid.
She's
He's not wearing his glasses.
Oh.
My
No,
girl?
That's my girl. But Drop Dead Gorgeous, she works at the funeral home doing like their makeup, and she like always tap dances. and
Okay.
does their makeup.
Well, you guys don't watch American Horror Stories, but the most recent one, no, a couple of, whatever. There was a recent episode where the girl, it starts with she's the same thing, and I'm, oh my gosh, this is so fun because Drop Dead Gorgeous, she does great makeup. She makes everyone so happy. They look beautiful. It was not. Oh no. She ended up doing some.
Was it a horror story?
It was a horror story.
Was it an American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yes.
Jessica.
Blah, blah, blah.
Wait, should we do Drop Dead Gorgeous for Halloween?
That is such a good idea.
That's funny. Write that down.
Have a pen.
Wait, that's really good.
That's really funny.
Should I be the anorexic one?
Oh, you're so skinny.
She is anorexic and I am. I guess that's actually not politically correct.
Obviously.
The whole movie isn't politically correct.
But you are
I
an
could be
ally.
I'm gonna be the mom with the can stuck to her hand and the cigarette.
We first we need to rewatch the movie. There are going to be
Fuck yeah.
so many classic outfits that we can choose from. This is going to be
Should we not air this part?
We have to cut this out.
Yeah. Paige.
Paige, this is such a
Write that down.
good idea. I call the mom though. I need the can.
You should like bleep some of it to tease it.
Okay.
You should say, should we be beep for Halloween?
One of you has to be Denise Richards and the other one needs to be
I don't
Kirsten.
remember this.
I think I'm going to be Kirsten.
I don't remember ever
think.
seeing this movie.
I I'm not sure yet, but I need to see the outfits again, but I think.
But you know how they like, one of them ties they have Mount Rushmore and they tie it around, it's like a crown.
I love Mount Rushmore.
Wait, you should be the former
gorgeous wrong.
You should be the former beauty queen that's like where she sings that Diana Ross song and she has the wig on and her skin is like so pale.
You want us to be George Washington as Drop Dead Gorgeous. You were really excited about the Mount Rushmore thing.
Drop Dead Georges.
Wait, that'd be a funny spin on it.
Idiot.
We're all George Washington as Drop Dead Gorgeous.
And the weird thing is, the reason I spelled it wrong is because because I did all capital letters instead of lowercase letters, all of a sudden don't know how to spell.
You only know how to do cursive. Wait, but one of you can be like Denise Richards when she like goes up in flames on the. Oh my God, there's so many good characters you could be.
Let's finish.
Okay,
yeah, we gotta go plan this. All right.
I have a pimple on me.
Okay. So, anyway, she's working at the funeral home with her boyfriend's dad because she was done working on the farm with my dad.
Right. Daddy.
I was 17 at the time and thought I'd give it up because we'd been dating for so long and he was more than persistent. Well, it was a short day at school and neither of us had work to do. So when we went back to his house knowing his parents were both working until at least 4:30 or 5 o'clock. We were in the back barn / gym, good combo, and got it on ... Right in the middle of the awkward first time teenage grossness that was happening, his dad walked in.
Eek.
I was on top. He couldn't believe his eyes. He stared, covered his eyes with his hand, and stumbled out. You'd think that would be the worst of it, but buckle up.
Oh no.
I went home immediately after my then boyfriend threw me off him to chase after his dad. I was taking a nap in my bunk bed I shared with my little sister when my mom burst in the room and she was pissed. The dude's dad called my house asking to speak with my dad.
A rat.
You know what your little daughter did to my son.
A rat.
My dad is a certifiable crazy man, like has been in court-ordered therapy for his own anger problems.
Like legit crazy.
So my mom managed to talk homeboy's dad out of speaking to my dad because she knew I'd get the worst spanking. Yes, my dad was still hitting us. Don't worry, therapy heals all wounds. Glad
That it does.
glad. So to get this kind gentleman to not talk to my dad about what he witnessed his precious angel doing, I agreed to meet him at the funeral home to discuss my sins.
What?
The next day after school, I held my head high and met with your poor mortician / boyfriend's dad / small town pastor alone. My boyfriend was too much of a coward to sit down with me to face his dad. I told him how I had repented. I was truly sorry for disrespecting him and his house. Blah, blah, blah. That's so gross.
Ew. What a freaking
I'm
creep.
sorry for disrespecting you by
I'm sorry for being
defiling
a
your son.
horny teenager like every other horny teenager.
I'm
giving
sorry,
into
why
your
are you
persistent son.
Why
Yeah.
are you having this conversation with this young girl alone?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Like, it's one thing if he wanted to like bring the parents and
Yeah.
like her mom be there too. It's really weird that the son wasn't there, and that like her mom wasn't there, and that he still insisted on having the conversation when it was just her that showed up because his son is too much of a little chicken shit.
yeah.
Well, his son was probably busy praying and repenting. Anyway, yeah, I'm disrespecting him. Like, you're disrespecting the father by, like, that's so gross. Okay.
Ew.
We did a Bible study and prayed together. Oof.
Ew. What
The
a perv.
The funny part is, his wife is known around town to have sleepovers.
Question mark?
Sleepovers? She has been caught red-handed many times. The
projecting.
woman at that woman at any family dinner would bring up this terribly embarrassing story, basically calling me a whore. Until one Christmas, I clapped back with, "The devil will always bring up your worst mistakes, Satan." Quote that scripture.
What does that mean? The devil will always bring up your worst mistakes, meaning like it's gonna come for you, bitch.
No, like the devil, like the person who wants you to suffer, is always going to bring up your worst mistakes, and also those in glass houses kind of thing. Like she's saying, you're the devil and you're going to bring up my worst mistake, because if you're holy, you're going to like help me, you know, like
and
you don't call out the word.
And when you meet your maker, the devil, he's going to be, you know.
Well, she calls her Satan. She says, "The devil will always bring up your worst mistakes, Satan."
The devil will always
Beach.
Yeah, the devil will always bring up your worst mistakes, comma, Satan.
Exactly.
Karen.
His whole family is honestly insane, and now I'm happily married to a man with the most incredible family.
Good for you.
A happy ending.
Love a happy
for you.
ending.
Wow.
Dang, that's wild.
That is wild.
At first, it was giving me strawberry wine vibes. You know, we had no work left to do on the farm. Our first love, give it up to each other, and then it took a turn.
Is that what strawberry wine is about?
Seven.
I don't
They
listen
were
to
in
the
love. It was more romantic than just getting railed
Because
in a barn slash gym.
He was working on her granddaddy's farm.
Well, we don't need
or
to
daddy's
dissect
farm.
these lyrics.
They had this summer love.
That's why she says 17.
She was 17.
That's why she said it, because she was
The
17.
hot July moon saw everything.
It's literally
Everything.
Oh, that reminds me of that Taylor Swift song. It's like when Annabelle lost or gave everything to a boy.
Abigail.
And we both cried.
You just said Annabelle.
Oh, whatever.
It's because the other person was possessed by Annabelle to reach out to Annabelle and say, "Excuse me, you're in a bad relationship."
Which, did you guys see that Taylor Swift finally, we all knew, but she finally addressed and admitted that the red scarf is a metaphor, and then she said, "Okay, I'll stop there," because we all know what the metaphor is.
So she
For
lost
Hyman?
it to Jake?
Yes,
Okay, I'm slow. Help me.
because you know Maggie Gyllenhaal's like, I don't know what red scarf you're talking about.
And Taylor's like, shut the fuck
because
up,
there
Maggie.
is no red scarf because it doesn't actually exist.
It was her hymen. It doesn't exist anymore.
she was like, and we chose the color red because it was the red album, you know?
And the color of her hymen.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or the... never mind.
Can I just read this one more? I don't care if you keep it in.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Boob is the G.
Hey, sisters.
Bye.
Might I just say that I recommend your podcast to everyone,
Thank you.
even my grandma.
We love grandmas.
It feels like just talking shit and laughing with my own sister. Shout out to Carly.
Hi, Carly.
Hey, Carly.
So this story is inspired by your poor nudes from last episode. First off, girl, I'm so sorry that happened to you. My story happened in 8th grade too. It was with my on again, off again, a boyfriend from like 2nd grade, LMAO. He was part of my middle school's hockey team. You know where this is going. We all know about hockey in Texas.
Not really. Do you live in Canada?
Oh. At the time we weren't dating.
Like, I really don't know where this is going. Is it like football? Do you know where this is?
I think.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't know where this is going. I'm pretty pumped to figure it out, though. Held him tight. Held him tight. Don't let him go.
Can't let my boobs burst.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay. At the time we weren't dating, but we're flirting, which led to him pressuring me into sending him nudes.
Oh, here we go. How do men know how to be so...
All right, this is
Terrible.
gonna get gross for a second, but let me just get through it.
Okay.
At this point, I never masturbated before, and he was really...
Do not put this part on TikTok. This is what gets us grounded.
Yeah. At this point, I never masturbated before, and he told me he really wanted me to send a pic of me fingering myself.
In 8th grade? I did not know what that
Well,
was.
I didn't really know what that meant, so I basically hot dog bunned my finger and sent the pic.
That's like when I tried to put a tampon in for the first time.
That's why I chose it. Just slap it on
I
there.
hot dog bunned my finger.
Wait, did she leave it there for 10 minutes?
That's what gets you grounded from TikTok.
You're right.
Okay.
I apologize.
He swore he wouldn't show anyone and said he loved it. Next day, walking to class,
He didn't know either.
Sounds about right to me.
I think he asked
was
her
like, hot.
to send the picture because he didn't even know what fingering was.
He
So he's
didn't
like,
know if girls actually had a vagina.
he was like, yeah, just send me the picture.
that.
Show me you fingering yourself. Because like, I don't know.
I want to make sure you like what I do.
And then
you.
for the rest of his life, that's what he did to the next girl.
Oh my gosh, how many girlfriends did you go through that said, "Are you gonna move it?"
Okay. Wow.
Anyway, he swore he wouldn't show anyone and that he loved it. Next day, walking to class, the whole hockey team was gathered around his locker like in the fucking movies.
Oh my
And
God.
yep, he showed them all.
Oh.
For a couple of weeks after that, the team would snicker at me in the hallways and motion the fingering sign at me. What's the fingering sign? Oh,
I don't know. Because she did like a hot dog.
They were like, nope.
You.
I was humiliated on the inside, but honestly dealt with it like a boss as I told Corey, all caps, she wants his name to be said, to go fuck himself and flipped off the guys who tried their jabs at me. I never let them see that I cared. How humiliating. My fiance and I laugh at it together now. So fuck that guy. I hope you guys can laugh at this too.
No, literally,
Cheers.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. And
Fuck the hockey team. Now we know what you mean by
now we know. However, like, you're welcome, guy, for getting a nude, even if it's a hot dog nude.
It's an anatomy lesson.
Nobody-
Wait, she signed the thing from Hot Dog Bun Girl.
I like her.
That was funny. This is like, this is exactly the vibe that we're trying to cultivate. Like, we're a
Yeah.
safe space where you can like make fun of ourselves and just like have like a safe.
Do you know how
little-
long it took me to admit out loud that I didn't know how to put a tampon in? So I just put it in like a hot dog. And then when obviously I get in the water, it expands and it feels like a diaper or something. I'm like, oh, saggy diaper. I need to like, I'm like, this thing doesn't work. Take it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, girls know what I mean.
This is defective.
You guys, tampons don't work in the water, right?
Yeah, that's a weird feeling, right, guys? Kind of soggy.
But like, I never told anybody that, which, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why did I feel so embarrassed?
Like, it's not your problem.
First of
I
all,
mean,
it's not
it
my
was
fault.
her
I can't
problem.
read the box. Like, but I love that she was so embarrassed on the inside, but she's like, fuck this guy. I'm not going to act like, you don't get to know that I'm
She's like,
embarrassed.
this feels like it's not a problem with me. It's
Yeah.
like it's your guys. It's hockey's problem. That's why we don't know hockey in Texas. We got it all figured out.
That's why we don't know hockey in Texas.
We
don't
only know
know.
the good things.
Yeah,
Everything's better in
this was
Texas.
fun.
I think this was a fun episode. I think y'all did great. Bailey, you turned that frown upside down.
Oh,
You know what? I think you did great with your little titties, your big old titties. You know, you're just sitting there. Ha 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 ha.
you
I'm
need to go
sitting-
rest them.
I think I do need to
Go
rest
put the
them.
twins to sleep.
Put some ice on
Tuck
them.
them in.
They already feel so great. I can't wait to see them all just settled.
Just where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, not at the clavicle.
So, guys, what are we going to talk about next week?
I think next week we have them write in like the craziest questions and we'll do the hot ones challenge.
No, I do agree with that. Like, ask us
Yeah.
any questions that you want to know about all of us, like blanket questions for each of us, or like specific questions for one person.
Yeah.
Or like it could just be like funny questions that you think anyone would be awkward. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like, oh, I think Bailey wouldn't like this.
Yeah.
Or like would you rathers, like
Yeah.
get really like crazy and like make us
Yeah, you
think.
guys are good at this.
This will be really fun. I can't wait. And it will be really fun.
It'll be the 34th episode. Or no, this will be 33.
So that will be 34.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be our 34th episode
That'll
for
be
my
our
34th
Shaq
birthday.
episode.
Wait, that's fucking weird.
Shock squared.
That
Shock
is
squared.
weird.
Wait, did you fucking plan that?
Hopefully we're out of TikTok jail.
That's
Is
why
that
you were
why-
like, we have to miss releasing an episode when I'm in Mexico.
Uh-oh.
We
we have to practice 4 times before we release an episode. You had this plan.
You're a fucking genius.
a marketing.
You're the Shaq of this podcast.
I'm Taylor.
Should we get Shaq jerseys to wear?
I have a Shaq jersey.
Shut up.
I'm gonna wear my Shaq jersey.
He did hot ones too. This is full circle.
Wow. Okay. We
Okay.
have a great plan.
I'll be the bald guy. I'll wear a bald cap.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first. Okay.
I'll be
hell
Sean.
yeah.
You can be Sue Dillon, and you can be Shaq.
Oh,
Okay.
Wait, we asked Sue Dillon to join.
Oh my God.
Dillon to join our hot one.
Could you imagine Sue Dillon eating a hot wing? Because all the sauce would go way back in your throat.
Do you think we could fly Sue Dillon out here next weekend?
Maybe.
Whoa, you sound like you're speaking out of your trachea. She had that surgery.
Keep Virginia slim.
I would shit a Twinkie if she came here.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right.
I love this
everybody.
podcast.
Oh,
guys,
follow
please.
us on Instagram
At
at Your Poor Dad
and TikTok.
and
then-
TikTok if I decide to stop bullying us.
But then do not forget to write your questions into us at yourpoordad@gmail.com. Please make it really fun so we can make our poor sister's 34th birthday. So much fun. Because
Daddy.
I think this is a celebration for all of us.
I think it's all of our celebration.
I think it's all of our 34th birthdays. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye. Bye.
Wait, email your questions to us at yourpoordad@gmail.com.
That's what I said.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, God, I just